different today. This is a DIY botanical garden house. This is not a building brick toy. I guess it's more of a dollhouse where we have to make every little display inside the garden house. A massively detailed instructions book. There will be a lot of cutting and gluing involved to create the end product like this. This is my very first attempt in making a DIY house like this, so I have no idea what the experience is going to be like. Looking at how pretty the finished product is though, I'm very excited about this project. If you like my videos, please don't forget to click the like button below and subscribe to my channel. I will start to make the DIY garden house now, and after that we can have a look at the details together. Let's build.
This is my very first experience making DIY houses like this. The amount of details and patience required way exceeded my expectation. Every little part you can see in the model is made from scratch. The furniture pieces are made up with wooden pieces glued together, or the patterns you can see are also cut out from pattern sheets and glued onto appropriate sections. There are little paper models like the containers, plant pots and watering cans. They can take a long time to put together as they are actually quite difficult to handle given the miniature sizes. The biggest part of the project is definitely making all the plants. It took me weeks making all the little plants. Some requires cutting out leaves from pattern sheets and sticking them onto metal wires. Some are made from colored paper sheets, cutting tiny threads out to make flowers and leaves. My hands are pretty much covered in glue after every session. I completed the project in very small doses. I will stop and take a break from it as soon as I feel like I no longer enjoy it. After all, it's not about completing it, it's about enjoying the process making it. The plant making part did test my patience a little, I must say. There are just so many. But as I was assembling the finished parts, it's very rewarding. And I'm amazed at the incredible amount of details in the model. Looking at the finished product, I think it's worth it after all.
This is our completed DIY garden house. What a project! So what you can see here, every single little item, including like the handles on the kettle, little plant pots, everything is made from scratch, cutting little papers, sticking little wood panels together. Probably the biggest DIY project I've ever done. I could definitely do a better job at it, but I tried my best. So you can see bits that didn't slot in properly and a lot of glue mark everywhere. So there are definitely rooms for improvement with my work. But I'm very happy with the way it turned out. It's so detailed, so pretty. Can't stop looking at it. The whole house sits on this base plate. The pattern on the base plates are paper that glued onto the wooden board. Then we've put the plastic shell. The shell came in one piece. You just have to fold it and slot it into the right place to make this shell which slots over all the little details inside the garden house. This door is not movable, it's glued on. And at the front we've got a few plant pots, some upside down plant pots, kettle with plants inside, and a shovel. There's one more little plant pot we've got on the side of the garden house. Even this door is made up with multiple pieces, including the gold handlebar that comes originally as just a golden wire. You have to cut it into the right shape and bend it into the right shape to slot it in, stick the wood panel on, as well as the pattern. All the patterns you can see are from a paper pattern sheet that came with the set. You have to cut them out and apply them to the appropriate places. Plants like this comes on a pattern sheet. You have to cut it out and glue it onto metal wire, the green metal wires that came in the kit. Fold it and glue it together. But there are plants like this. It's basically colored paper that's making up the leaf and flowers. You have to cut them into little shreds and fold them and glue them together into shapes like this. So it definitely requires a lot of patience, but very satisfying at the same time. Very therapeutic, I think. Okay, looking at the structure of the house, we've got mainly the plastic shell that came in the kit, but there are some framing inside that holds it together a bit better. Firstly, the triangle on the top. It's a bit of a structural piece as well. Also adds a bit more texture and foundation to the build. There's one light bulb hanging off in the middle that's wired to the battery box at the bottom. Once you put in the battery, it should technically light up. And there's one more little plant hanging off the bar, a hanging plant basket that were made in the process. A little bit hard to see all the details, but there is a back door with a straw mat and a couple of little stairs leading to the back door. The back door is just pattern paper stuck on the wall, so it doesn't actually open. A couple of pictures stuck on the wall. The black frame on the top of the front door is black cardboard paper cut into thin strips and stuck together. And there are wooden frames on the corners of the house to hold the structure together. And then look at the details of inside the house. Towards the back, there is a painting art frame with a stool and paintbrush, a big palm tree behind the art frame. I can imagine this is a very ideal painting spot, and a couple of shelves next to the art frame both have multiple plants on it. The one at the front also has a paper bag and a little wooden house. Basket on the lower level for some DIY material, very artistic. The metal kettle on the floor is made up with patterned paper stuck together. That actually takes a long time to put together. It's about 6 different parts making up that kettle piece. And on this side of the house, a blue cabinet at the back of the house matching with the door. The drawer opens with some plants and flowers inside. Plant pot and a book on top of the blue cabinet. Next to it, we've got 2 more shelves, one 3-layer wooden shelf. Again, lots of plant pots on it, vases, little flowers, books and baskets on the shelf. And in the middle, a yellow 3-layer shelf, also mainly with plants on the shelf, and a very cute little wooden house on the top shelf. Again, definitely needs improvement on my DIY work, but I think even with such a rough job, it doesn't look too bad, does it? I think an amazing display piece. Also, if you've got some time to kill, this will absorb a lot of your time. I can imagine it's not for everyone. It requires a lot of patience, and you have to enjoy this process, the cutting little papers, gluing things together. A huge amount of work to achieve this amount of detail. But I quite enjoyed it. Very different experience to Lego building. The end result is also a lot more details than what bricks can achieve. Quite a unique and enjoyable experience for me. Hope you've enjoyed this review, and I will see you next time. Bye!